Hi, and welcome back to the kitchen. This week I'm cooking another dish from Tony's Appetites cookbook, mac and cheese. It's quite a straightforward dish and there's not too much prep. There's just some cheese to grate. So let's get started.
As I said, there's very little prep for this recipe. I'm just measuring out all the ingredients so they're ready to go later. I've figured out by watching some professional chefs that this is one of the keys to keeping the place tidy as you cook, and it's so much easier if everything's ready to tip into a pan when you're trying to keep whisking or stirring. So there's everything transformed into little pots, just like you see on the telly. The first cooking step is to boil the pasta until al dente. And then we're going to make a start on the bechamel, which I've tried not to dwell on for too long here, because I've got a full video linked. If you want to see any of the steps in a bit more detail, check that out. And we both know what the algorithm wants me to tell you at this point, so let's consider it said and move on. Note that Tony always calls for both a whisk and a wooden spoon for this job, and I've only ever seen it done with a whisk before, but I quite like doing it this way now, so I'm going to carry on. Once the bechamel is smooth and thickened, the cayenne, mustard powder and Worcester sauce are stirred through, followed by the grated cheeses. You might have noticed earlier that I've switched out the cayenne pepper for Old Bay seasoning. I do try and stick quite precisely to Tony's recipes, but when I came to start this one I realised I hadn't bought the cayenne pepper. And honestly, it came out so well that I think I'll continue with the Old Bay in future as well. Once the cheese sauce is well mixed, add the optional ham if you're using it, and the pasta is then stirred through before transferring everything into an oven-proof dish. The second half of the Parmesan cheese is added on top, and it goes in the oven at 190°C for about 20 minutes until it's golden brown and bubbling around the edges. And that's the mac and cheese finished. I plated a little bowl just to try, and it was absolutely delicious. I'll certainly be using this recipe again, and I'd urge you to give it a go. But beware, the quantities that Tony lists in the book make quite a lot of food. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.